Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So recently I went into the city to pick up some art supplies that I ran out of, mostly some gouache and some acrylic ink for my partner who ran out of his. But I also found while I was there some White Nights paint, which is pretty exciting because I've never seen it in Canada before. And I haven't even seen it on Amazon Canada. I'm sure I could have ordered it from Jackson's, but again, you have to wait a while and shipping from the UK is fairly expensive. They had some pre-made palettes, but they also had individual full pans, which is what I bought because I don't really need like another whole palette. I have enough of these little tins lying around. I got this tin from Joanne when I visited the United States last November. And I thought it was really cute. It's got a magnet on the inside, so I think it's for your pins and stuff. But I've got it set up for a little watercolor palette now. I just have some paper towel in here to keep them from sliding around. I put magnets on the back, but they're not very strong. So I got three colors that I just thought were really cool. I got Caput Mortuum, Ergazin Yellow, Dunes, and Mint. So obviously these two down here have a lot of white mixed in. You can tell right off the bat. And the Ergazin Yellow is more of a green. It looks like a green gold or an azo yellow or azo green. So I'm excited to try that out as well. Since I have so many paints at this point and so many little watercolor palettes as well, you know, I don't find I have as much gouache or acrylic or whatever, but watercolors are so diverse. And I mean, I even make my own watercolors now, so I can't really I can't really say anything about having too many because I'm making more. But I just think they're so interesting. I've become a collector, but it's good to have a bit of self-restraint. So I didn't buy a full palette because I don't need a full palette with typical colors. But what I did want is some weird colors. So I'm going to try those out right now and see what I think of them because I've never tried White Nights before. I've heard good things about them and these were cheap. Like these pans were $3.99 Canadian, which is incredible. Like that's so cheap. I think the Ergazin Yellow was actually $5.99, so that pigment is a bit more expensive, but like, yeah, they're cheap. They're cheap. How are they so cheap? And I mean, look at how nicely that re-wet. Look at that. Ooh. See, that's nice. $3.99. Amazing. So that's the Caput Mortuum. And you'll see the Ergazin Yellow now. How it's basically a green gold or an azo green. It reminds me a lot of the Core green gold. Core with a Q, of course. That's really nice. And we'll go into Dunes, which basically looks like a buff titanium. The picture on the actual wrapper of the paint looks more like a peachy tone. But yeah, this is basically buff titanium. And I love buff titanium, so like I'll use it obviously. And then we have Mint, which looks sort of like a copper turquoise mixed with white, which is super cute. But yeah, I really like the consistency of these paints so far. I'll let these dry and then peel off the tape and talk about what I think about them a little bit more. I know it's sort of a weird color palette, but I mean, think of the cool paintings I can do with just this palette. You know, if this is the only one I bring with me, your paintings are automatically going to be kind of out there in terms of the color scheme. And I just think that's fun. You know, there's something to be said for bringing a palette with lots of colors, such as this one over here, the Arteza palette, which has basically all your typical colors. So you can bring that and you can mix whatever you want, or you can bring on a painting trip a severely limited and strange palette like this, and then you have to get a bit more creative with the color, and it's more of a brain exercise, I guess. So now I have this cool little palette, and I have room here. Next time I'm in the city, I'll get 2 more colors that I think go well with this, and yeah, that'll be really cool. I was just so excited that they had White Nights, which of course is a Russian company. And even though Canada is quite close to Russia, you know, in some respects, I mean, we're both circumpolar, like Arctic countries. Yeah, the art supplies just don't get over here as often. So I was super excited to see them. Okay, so here's how those paints dried. I mean, I like them. I really like the granulation in the Caput Mortuum. I love the luminosity of the Ergazin yellow. The dunes actually dried a little pinker than I expected, and it seems to have like just the faintest bit of pearlescence to it. You're not going to be able to see it on camera at all, but it has more depth to it and more sort of pinkish warmth than a buff titanium, so that's cool too. And the mint is also just like super pretty, super nice. So I'm gonna come up with something to paint with these and see how they mix together, see what we can create. But overall, you know, I have 0 complaints about these paints. They look like they're gonna not fight you at all, which is always a nice quality in paints. And for the price, like, kind of awesome. I know a lot of people on YouTube here in the watercolor community like White Nights, and I'm excited to have some myself. And if you were thinking of purchasing some, so far, you know, obviously I've just only swatched them, but like, I'd say go for it. These colors are so pretty, and I'm excited to play with them. So I'll put on some music. I hope you enjoy this little time lapse. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, be good to yourself, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!